Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. Oh my gosh, it's Monday. Can you believe it? We've made it through another week. Where has this year gone? I have no idea, but we're at another Monday. And what I like to do on Mondays, and I hope you guys join me with this, is I like to look back and see what did I get accomplished on the previous week. And it kind of makes the Mondays just a little bit nicer, because normally Monday is like, oh wait, my weekend is over. I'm going back to work. And I would rather be home and staying with my whatever and playing with my yarn. We know I'd rather play with my yarn. And it's nice to be able to look at all of that stuff. I'm going to mess all of that stuff, and to see what was actually gotten through, played with, what yarn got touched, what yarn didn't get touched, right? We know how that goes. And what did we get to play with? So I got to do a lot of stuff this week. Oh my gosh. I was actually really, really surprised at how much stuff I was able to accomplish. I've got my socks in my hands. Oh my gosh. These, I think, are gorgeous. This right here is Gusto wool, and it came in 2 beautiful 50-gram hanks of yarn. And look at this. Look at the end. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. Look at all of that going down with that purples into the red and the orange. Look, and I've got that little bit of orange left going into the yellows and the greens there. And I made this leg extra long because I really wanted to get into all of those other colors. And I think I made this one faster than what I normally make them, except for that crazy time earlier in the year where we had that sock challenge. Oh my gosh. And did I get 2 pair of socks done during that week? I think I did. I got the ice cream socks done. Those were Superman ice cream colors. If you're from like the east or northeast and everything, Michigan area? I grew up in Michigan. Superman ice cream is this bright neon-y colored ice cream, and that's what this one was. And then I put music notes in it of color work with black, and then I also did another pair of color work. So yeah, I think I did 2 pair in 8 days. Crazy. Now, nothing else got done. Nobody got fed. You know, you'd think that maybe I lost weight during that time period. I didn't. I don't know how that works out. But yeah, nothing else got accomplished. But I did do that. Can I do that repeatedly? Oh, yeah. I was on mission. So normally they take longer. And then I'm working on other things too, is what I'm trying to get at. So with that, I think I'm doing really well. I think that those are really flying along quite well. I'm working on those as opposed to finishing some other things, which is weird, but it's how I work. So whatever. I mean, I'm doing it. I'm having fun. That's all there is to it. And if you saw yesterday's video, you know that I still have not finished my Hohilakatele mystery make-along, and it's gorgeous. Look at this. It is. I dropped this ball of yarn somewhere down there. I am so close to being done on this. I am on clue 4. If you didn't watch yesterday's video, I am on clue 4, and I'm doing the bonus round because my skein of yarn was 125 grams and the pattern called for 100 grams, and it would be anywhere from 400 to 420 yards, and I had 480 yards. So I am making mine bigger, and it cracks me up that it looks so weird and so wonky right now. When this gets blocked, it's going to be amazing. I'm going to have to do like snippets of kind of holding it up going, oh, look at this weird ripply, ruffly thing, right? I mean, it looks really weird. And then having it where you can see the pictures and stuff and wearing it. Hello, I want to wear it. Having that with it just in its glory, because that's the magic with lace, is when you block it. I know it's that finishing work. Nobody wants to do it. I get that. I 100% get that. But it is night and day for lace projects. It makes all the difference in the world from blocking and not blocking. You really do need to learn how to, if you've never done it. Take the time. If you don't like it, we get it. I get it. But it is a night and day difference on your piece. It really, really is. And right now it cracks me up because it is just this ball of, ew, what is that? And it's pretty yarn. It's gorgeous yarn. But it's a ball of That you spent a month on that? Yes, I did. Yes. Yes, I did. I spent an entire month on that because it was the one clue per week. And I kept up on it, which is really exciting. I was so happy with clue 3. I'm like, I'm a C student. Yeah. But even with this, it's not bound off. It's not completely done. It's not blocked and with the ends woven in. But I've gone through over 100 grams of the yarn. It's 125 gram skein. So I've gone over that yardage. So I'm very happy with that. Had I stuck with a traditional 100 gram skein of yarn, I would have been done. Because you're out of yarn, right? One skein's one skein. And I had that bonus skein, so I didn't want to just cut it and go, okay, I'm done. I've got 20 grams left or 25 grams left, Yeah, I would use it in something else, but why not just make this bigger and beautiful? So I decided to do that. So that's good. And the other one that cracks me up is I'm working on this, and this one, oh my gosh, this is just, these are both so similar in the beginning as in all of this right here is garter stitch. And the majority of this is garter stitch too. But this is fingering weight yarn on size 7s. This is lace weight yarn on size 1.5. So a huge difference. I mean, an absolute huge difference in size and lightness. This right here is 50 grams for that entire thing. And this is a little over 100 grams that I have in it right now, but just huge in night and day comparison. This is like the mini version of a shawl. Is it the same shawl? No, it's not. No, it's not the same shawl. It's not the same pattern at all. Look at the tiny lace that I have in this. Oh my gosh. Can we see that? Can we see? Can we? Do I have white around here? Where is white? We need white. We need a white background. We need paper. We need something. I used to have something, but I don't have something. Do I have my hands? No, my hand's not. I haven't put it against, I don't know. Trust me, there's lace there and it's beautiful. And the camera, what I've noticed is this is so incredibly fine. Look at that. That is so incredibly fine. I don't think the camera is just picking up how glorious this is going to be. Just, oh, there we go. It goes against my shirt. You can see the lace there. Yeah, I don't think the camera just picks up how glorious this one's going to be. This one is my attempt at, look at this pattern. This is Knitting Traditions. This one right here, I'm making this red one right there on the cover. And it's Fire and something. You'd think I'd remember the pattern name, but, I really don't care what the pattern name is. But I will say it because, why not? If you guys want to find it. Fire and Rose Shawl by Galina Kmielva. I don't know if I said it better or not today. There we go. So Galina let me borrow her magazine. And I've got to get that back to her. So I've got to copy the charts. It's okay. She's given me permission. But then again, it also says there's permission in said magazine that you get to copy the charts if you so choose to, because they're tiny. And a lot of us doing this are advanced age and our eyes maybe aren't quite the same. Okay, that's a nice way to put it. But it does specifically say charts may be photocopied for personal use. It would be for my use. The charts for this project are available in PDF format at pieceworkmagazine.com/charts-illustrations. So there are different places that you can get this. This is the Knitting Traditions Celebrate History, Projects to Discover and Recreate. This is the Fall 2014 edition. 2014. If you are interested, you can still get the pattern. You can get digital versions of the magazine, which might be kind of nice because I know on my stuff with digital, I just go like this and go and make it bigger. For that matter, instead of necessarily photocopying this, although it's not a bad idea to have the charts on paper, but I'll take a picture of it with my iPad, with my phone or my iPad. iPad's better because it's bigger. And then I'll do the same thing and expand that out to where it makes it easier for me to see the pattern, the repeats, and the lace that's needing to be done. This particular one is, I have passed those are the holes that you can see on mine right here. And I'm doing that little field of garter stitch and I'm almost ready to do this amount of lace. Now, she used a different yarn than I'm using. She used different size needles than I'm using. I don't care. She has a larger shawl. I have a smaller piece and it will be as big as it is. That's how big it will be. I have, this is 50 grams and it's 450 yards. It's yards, yeah, 450 yards for that 50 grams. It's Tibetan yak. And I have one more of these somewhere in a box, but I'm not worried about it. I do have it in the green, and I'll find it and when I unpack. But right now I'm on unpacking strike because I just don't want to. And yeah, we just moved, and you know, that's why these aren't filled, because I don't want to unpack. And yeah, I know I'm being a little naughty, but it's just the way that it is. And so I've got that going on. I'm having a blast with all of playing with my yarn, and I'm in rebellion mode. And there you go. I mean, there's worse things you can rebel on, and that's what I'm working on. So there. Said in the best childish 2-year-old prior to throwing a temper tantrum voice ever, right? Isn't that the case? What else did I work on this week? Ooh, I know. Look. You're like, yes, of course you're going to use mustard. I mean, I'm wearing this. Oh, this top is the ranunculus. Is that how you say it? No, that's not. Ranunculus is another pattern. This is the derecho. Derecho? Something, storm. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. But I used Remix Light, and and this has gone through the washing machine and dryer. You're not supposed to do that. It was done on accident, but it still works. It hasn't been ruined. I still wear it. I love it. It just made it a little bit softer, a little kind of felted, just a little bit, not drastically. I made it a little bit too big to begin with because evidently I don't know my own size. I am not the only one out there that does not know their own size. I see myself, and what I see and what reality are not always in alignment. It's a girl thing. So I did make it a little bit big at the beginning. I mean, part of it is I made it a little bit big because I don't see myself at whatever size I am. But the other part is gauges lie. Yeah, gauges lie. You know, so I just don't do them often. I do them. I do. Just not often. Do I listen to them? Not often. No, I don't. Do I pay for it? Yes. That I do often. I pay for those things often. So you can follow my advice and don't do gauges. Or, well, actually, that's not my advice. But you can follow what I do and don't really do a lot of gauges. Or you can follow my advice and gauge swatch. Or, yeah, that's one. And then one of the other things you're supposed to do, kind of like conspiracy theorists, people do this. I know they do. You're supposed to, with whatever your gauge swatch is, you're supposed to take that piece and make it at least 4 inches by 4 inches and wash it how you're going to wash your garment, and then do your measurements. It's like sacrilege. I've never done that. Tell me down in the comments if you've ever done that. I want to know. I want to know how many people have ever done that. Do you do that? I know there are people that do that. I do know there are people. I am not that people. I have never done that. There was something that I made like earlier this year, because everything was earlier this year in my mind. But there was something I made earlier in this year that I almost did that. I did a gauge swatch. I know, I really did. I did a gauge swatch for something, and I was about ready to actually do the whole washing thing. I didn't do it, mind you. No, I didn't. I don't remember what it was for. I make a lot of things. At least I think I make a lot of things. I play with a lot of yarn. That counts, right? Yeah, that counts. Anyway, tangent. Okay, mustard yarn. I mean, you know, I got it. We know I like this color. This is Knit Picks Wool of the Andes. And if you've been participating in all of the Black Friday sales and everything else, I didn't. I have not unpacked my own yarn yet, so I didn't want to buy more. Okay, that is in full 100% transparency mode. That is 100% why I did not buy anything on Black Friday. Did I get the emails? Yes. Plethora of emails. So Knit Picks, I'm pretty sure they had their Wool of the Andes on sale. They had a lot of things on sale. They have Cyber Monday, and they have Black Friday. They have different times, and I don't know when it happens, but they have some skeins that are $2, $4, and $6 a skein, and they just mark everything down. Little Knits had some great sales. They still do. Webs, same thing. Premier Yarns, Hobby, all of the places. Hirschner's had 27-cent shipping. I'm just telling you, that almost did me in. And you know what I was going to buy? You know what I was going to buy. Didn't even have to look. I'm like 27-cent shipping. I was going to get some more cakes, the mystery cakes. You know, because the mountain that you can't see right off camera that goes as high as these shelves, that's just stacked up that high. Yeah, that's those cakes. But Yes, yes, it's a sickness, I'm telling you. So I stayed away. I did see the 27-cent shipping, and that's the one that got me. I'm like, ooh, I want that. No, don't do it. And Mary Maxim had sales. I mean, everybody had amazing sales. So if you were in line to get yarn and you had a little extra change in your pocket and you were so inclined, I hope you found the absolute best deal possible. And yes, please tell me about it, right? I can live through you guys for that, because until I unpack my room, I've kind of like said, back off, crazy lady. Does that mean I'm not going to get new yarn? No, let's not get crazy. No, no. I'm not even going to tell myself that. So anyway, back to the yarn, okay? Because they've had a lot of sales. And of course, I'm going to get this color. Did I know that I had this? Not really. No, I didn't. It was part of my unpacking. And this is the Wool of the Andes wheat color, mustard. Is mustard. And I did have it at the other house, but you see how these are full, and you can see how this one right here, and then you can see this blue back here, right? This blue. So it's 2 full layers. Oh, this is some yarn that I got at Hobby Lobby on sale that, you know, I need to start using some of my stuff. But you can see what I'm getting at is you've got 2 full layers. So this gorgeous stuff was in a layer behind, where the layer in front was just cram packed. Couldn't tell what was behind it. Didn't remember. So I had this color. Do I have other colors? Not really. But it was just forgotten. I mean, I had this gorgeous yarn and it was forgotten. So we've got all of this stuff right now with the Ravelry Gift Along, which is the gal, and it's going on until the end of the year. They had their first week, they had 25% off on over 3,000 patterns by 204 different designers. I know, that is like the craziest, biggest knit along, crochet along, because they have both designs that I've ever heard of, right? So we had all of that stuff going on, and I'm like, I want to make, there's one of the hats. There's so many patterns. Oh my gosh, so many gorgeous patterns. And the greenery hat got me. I'm not going to lie. As soon as I saw it, I just started swooning. I'm like, I want to make that. I love, and it's by Amy Vandelar. And look at that. That is gorgeous. And it's a DK weight yarn. The one that she's working on, the one that she has, is a DK weight yarn with size 6 needles. Now, you know that Knit Picks Wool of the Andes is worsted weight, but it's a hat. It's going to fit somebody. I wasn't worried about it. I just wanted to make it. I don't care who fits. I don't care. Am I going to wear it? Probably. It's mustard. It goes with my coat. Of course it goes with my coat. My coat is a coat of many colors. It has lots of colors in it. It does. Mustard goes really well with it. So does orange. Yes. I like my colors. So I've got that, had to do that. This pattern is $7 right now. It was 25% off. It was one of the sale patterns. That's when I got it. And if you like that particular stitch pattern, she does have it in a cowl, the hat, and the fingerless mitts. Now, if you are super creative and talented, if you got the hat, you could probably reverse engineer and figure out how to make a cowl using that stitch. I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm just saying that you will have already bought the stitch, the pattern, and you can do whatever you want to with it. And if you've made fingerless mitts before and you look at that, you may or may not be able to do the same thing. But your mileage may vary. But then again, with that being said, I have bought multiple patterns before that I could look at a reverse engineer and decided I'm going to give them my money because I don't want to reverse engineer it. I don't want to do the numbers. I don't want to do the counting. Please spoon feed me. Yes. So it's, your mileage may vary. So there you have it. But couldn't resist. Love the texture. Absolutely love the texture of that. So that's what I started, and I'm doing mine with size 7 needles and a worsted weight yarn with this. I've gone through one. I have 2 of these. How many yards does she say this takes? I don't remember. So I should have enough, hoping. Hoping. And if I don't, well, I'll figure it out. We know this. I have yarn. So she said anywhere from 126 yards to 202 because it does come in 3 sizes and it's by multiples of 20 stitches. I'm doing the middle size, and with the DK weight, it should be somewhere between that 126 to the 202, somewhere in that center of that. And each one of these have, I believe, 110 yards. Plenty. I have gone through one full skein. It is crammed on that needle. Look at all my stitch markers. Okay, I got some weird stitch markers. I got some scissors, little boots, just some, all sorts of things. Here we go. Let's look at that. Look how, oh my gosh, that is so pretty, stretched out. That is gorgeous. And I think I've got 2 more rounds to go, and that's the flat chart. And then I believe the next chart that I'm going to have is going to have those decreases. And I'm, you know, then you're almost done, right? Once you get done with the straightaway and you start with the decreases, yeah, almost done. So I've got plenty of yarn. No problems. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. And you're like, what? You're making something mustard? I had one of the comments down below, and we're talking about the gal stuff, the Ravelry knit along and crochet along and make along, right? What gift along is what it stands for, GAL, gift along. And what was I going to make? And somebody had a comment and say, I don't know what you're going to make, but pretty sure it's going to be with mustard. And I had already selected this, and I think I might have already cast it on when I read that comment, and I giggled. I'm not going to lie. I was giggling. I'm like, oh, I have a palette. I definitely have a palette, says the person with all the, yeah, I have a palette. It's a thing. So I'm looking forward to this, and the pattern, oh my gosh, it's everything I wanted it to be. It has the twists in it. It has the turns in it. And I love this. This right here is a little field of seed stitch. A lot of people don't like doing seed stitch. They don't like making it because it's knit 1, purl 1. And the next row, you knit the purls and you purl the knits. And it just makes this gorgeous, to me, it is just such a refined, understated, elegant texture. I love it. I've always loved it. And I think it was described to me before, people who knit and they throw their yarn, never understood that either, but that's the term. I don't knit that way. I'm continental. I think that's it. I don't know. I don't throw my yarn. But they don't like to move the yarn back and forth, going from a knit to a purl, and so quickly. It's cumbersome or annoying. I knit continental, and it doesn't bother me in the least. And I thought that was the reason, but I had talked to somebody else who threw their yarn and didn't have an issue with doing the knits and the purl. So I don't know what it is, but I do know a lot of people are not thrilled with the execution of doing that. I love it. I absolutely love it. I think it is gorgeous. I think it is worth the extra effort to put into a piece and to pay attention to that. Because if you're off a little bit, then you're going to make ribbing, right? And that's going to, that might be shown, that might be noticed. But yeah, I love everything about that. Just that, is that like a thistle? Is that what that looks like? I don't know, but it's just so beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. So really thrilled with where I am with that and how much I've gotten done. Let's look at this. Yeah, you can see that I am right there, right up in this area right here. So I think I might have just a couple more rows, and then it's just going to the top portion. That is so pretty, and it is so worth it. And I think it's been a while since I've made a really nice patterned textured hat. Maybe, I don't know, last year I made a whole bunch. Last year I made a whole bunch of hats. What did I make last year? I made a lot of hats. I do know that. I think I made a lot of color work hats. Color work was definitely something that was very thrilling to me. I mean, I go through phases. We all do. I was really getting better at my color work because, the more you do something, potentially the better you get at it. And that's what I was working on, and learning different ways to hold my yarn and how I can execute those stitches and just do it more efficiently and have the result that I want to have. And I've been very thrilled with the progress over this last year with all of the different skill building things that I've had the opportunities to work on. And I'm loving this. particular thing, because I think one of the other things I talked about earlier in the year is the heirloom projects, which I'm already working on. I mean, we've got the beautiful shawl, right? The shawl by Galena. That is an heirloom style project. One of the other heirloom style things that I would love to do, haven't decided on which thing yet, and I would like to get a few things off my needles and hooks first, is I want to do a fully heavy cabled Irish cabled sweater for either me or my husband. I would definitely like to do that. Again, it's been a long time since I've done one. I've got a couple that you've seen me wear that I made probably like 20 years ago that are mine, that are fully cabled by Nora Gone. Just absolutely gorgeous designs. And I haven't done anything like that in that 20 years. And I think that old me was adventuresome. Old me had no fears, and there were no timelines, there were no deadlines, and I just did things. And I want to do some stuff along that line too, kind of like an heirloom series, whether it's with the shawls, which, you know, the green shawl, as it gets bigger, we probably won't see it as much because, you know, it's like, hey, look, I did 2 rows. It's like this, you know, just get a microscope, you know, get a magnifying glass, you might be able to see it, you know, so it's not going to be in the limelight as much. It'll be kind of hopefully not just forgotten. Let's put it that way, right? We know that. But, yeah, some of those things that take a little bit longer, and kind of interspersing some things that are quick, you know, instant gratification, because hey, I'm a process project maker, but I do like to have things done every once in a while. Not all the time. I mean, that's evident by how many whips I have. I mean, it's true, because if it bothered me, I'd change it. And evidently I'm not changing it, so it must not bother me. That's the way I look at it. I think those are the things that I've worked on. I'm missing something. I'm missing something. I've worked on something else. I don't know where it is. I will remember later, I swear. You guys are probably yelling at me, wait, it's this, it's this. I know I worked on something else. I did. I know I did. I can't remember right now. That's okay. We'll just show it next time. When I find it again, we'll just show whatever progress that I've got on that. I guess that's a good way to look at that. So we have other things to look forward to, because I know I have worked on more than, I mean, that's still 4 projects, but I know I worked on something else. Oh, well, it's not important. With that, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be, and I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye.